everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today the recipe that I'm going to be sharing with you is Tex-Mex restaurant style carne guisada for tacos. I've had a few requests for that and today I said I better make it. So before we get on to the ingredients, if you enjoy the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and share on your social media. Okay guys, let's get started. The ingredients for the carne guisada are stew meat. I buy a large pack like this. This is almost 4 pounds. And I cook it all and then I break it down into for several meals so it freezes well, okay? We're gonna have an onion, garlic, bell peppers, red and green, you can use either or, a can of crushed tomato, a little bit of flour, some oil, I use olive oil, celery, comino, pepper, and salt. Okay, here I cut up the meat. I make sure all the pieces are, about the same size. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the meat to the skillet and we're going to come back and chop up our vegetables. Okay, so I'm going to switch you over. Okay, I have the skillet medium to high. We're going to add all the meat. We're going to get the meat started. A lot of meat, but it saves you a lot of time later. Okay, and to the meat we're going to add the spices. This is a lot of meat, so we're going to go in with probably 1.5 teaspoons of comino, and I just kind of eyeball it because I'm just used to doing things that way, but of course you'll break it down to how much you need. Okay, pepper. Just go around the skillet a couple of times. This is probably a teaspoon also. And then I'll taste later after we add the vegetables and the meat has cooked for a while. Okay? And then the salt. I'm thinking it's going to be about 1.5 teaspoons as well. And then we adjust as we go. This is the first layer. So we're going to chop up the vegetables, our garlic. We're going to add some water to this right now, just very little, probably about 1 cup of water. And we're going to cover it and we're going to let it simmer, soft boil, till we chop the vegetables. So I'm going to switch you back. Okay, we're going to start off chopping our vegetables. We're going to add the vegetables pretty early on to the meat. So you're really not going to see a whole lot of it after it's all said and done. So I just cut them into not a tiny dice, but a medium dice. And I'm just going to fast forward through this part, just so I can show you how I dice my vegetables, and we'll keep going. The meat has been boiling for about 20 minutes. You see how it releases its own water? That's why you don't want to add too much water at the beginning. Now we're going to add the vegetables. Like I said, the vegetables, the point is you're really not going to see them by the time this is said and done because they cook down. This is just a whole lot of flavor. Okay. And we're going to put our garlic as well. We're going to mix that in. This is pretty easy, believe it or not. Once you get your stuff chopped up and everything put in the skillet, you just kind of forget about it for about an hour, hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half. It depends on the meat that you buy because you want it really tender. Okay, and here I might add a little bit more water. I'm going to wait and see in about 15 minutes what it looks like. Okay. You just want the meat covered because at the end, that's what makes the gravy. Okay, we're going to let this come back up to a boil, soft boil, or, high simmer. And we're going to let it I'll see you back in a little while. The meat has been simmering for about 45 minutes. I hope you can see that. I'm going to bring you in closer. Okay, we're going to add the canned tomato. And then we're just going to let it go some more, just till the meat gets tender. Okay, you're going to add about half of the tomato. And just stir it around. And I might add some more. Just depends on the color for me. And then you're going to let it cook low and slow. I might even let it go for an hour because I want it really, really tender. If you don't have crushed tomato, you can use tomato sauce or even tomato paste. You just use less. This might even take the whole can. I like it a little dark. And after this, we're going to let this cook down probably for another 40 minutes. I'm going to make the roux for the gravy. See you back in a minute. It's time to make the roux for the meat. The meat has actually been cooking for about an hour and 40 minutes. So it's real tender. But now I have to make the roux so we can thicken it up. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of oil. I use olive oil, but you can use whatever you want. And the same amount of flour. And we're going to make a roux. You just want to basically make this into a paste. And if it's not still thick enough, you have to add some more flour, which this one needs a little bit more. Okay, and we're going to cook this on the stove on low heat until we get a golden brown color. Okay, you just have to be careful with this so it doesn't burn or turn too fast because it will taste bitter. So I'm going to let this cook down. This should take about, I don't know, 12 minutes or so. But I'm going to sit here and babysit it, and then we're going to add it to the meat to thicken it up, and then it's ready. I'll get back to you guys as soon as it starts to change color. Okay, I've been toasting the flour or making the roux for about 10 minutes, and it's already reached the desired color. And I've turned it off, and I'm still kind of just stirring it around. Because it's still, the skillet is still pretty hot, so it's going to brown it, and I do not want it to burn. But this is the color you want. Like this. Okay, so now we're going to stir this into the meat and let it cook for about 5 minutes, and it's done. Let me move that over here so we can show you how beautiful this meat looks now. Okay, stir everything together. Now we're going to add the roux, just a little bit at a time because we don't know how much we're going to need. We don't actually need all of this. So I just dump a little bit at a time. And then I stir it up. And if I like the consistency of the gravy, then I stop right there. And if I think it's too thin still, I add a little bit more. It's better to add a little bit at a time. You can always add, but you can't take out. Okay? And I must mention that I did have to add about a teaspoon of salt to the meat while it was cooking, because I do like to taste my food as it's going. Okay, we're going to add just a little bit more. And I think that's going to do it. Looks delicious. I wish you could smell it in here. And then this is ready for a plate with some rice and beans, or just a salad, or tacos for the morning, for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. Okay guys, I'm gonna bring you in close so you can take a look at this and how thick it is, okay? Look at that. Okay guys, let me get this plated up and we'll be back for the sample. Okay guys, that's the recipe for today. And here it is. We're gonna give it a taste. The meat is so tender. So delicious. You can have this. I couldn't decide whether to just put it on a plate or have it warm up some flour tortillas and have it with tacos. You can have it any way you like. You can even serve this as a side for some huevos rancheros or anything. This is very versatile. And like I said, I make a bunch and I freeze it and I use it for later. And it's ready to go whenever you need it. So I hope you enjoyed the recipe today, guys. And if you did, give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and on your social media. Thanks, guys. See y'all later. Bye.